Hello, welcome back to beautiful Wolfville, Nova Scotia for the continuation of the 2024 Canadian Rugby Championship. We've got U19 men's action coming up for you. Ontario Blues against the Alberta Wolfpack. Wolfpack in the white and pink strip. Ontario in their solid navy blue. Kickoff to come in about 2 minutes by my watch here. Christine Lovett in the middle today. Both teams 2-0 going into today's game. Ontario, that's the women's standing, sorry, as I go down to the men's. Ontario 2-0, Alberta 1-1. Alberta out ready, the minute or two early, see if Ontario will make them wait. Not nearly the wind we had yesterday. It was pretty ferocious side to side. It's a fairly calm, still day so far. Maybe a few showers in the forecast, perhaps some lightning later. Ontario gets ready for their last words there from the captain and a team cheer. Looks like Ontario fly half Evan Dayview set to get us going here. A few bounces of the ball. Check with the captains. There's our whistle to get things going. The kick long to start. It's well handled. See how Alberta elect to return. Kick back long. I think that's going to go a little bit long. Dropped but back. Evan will kick right back. Alberta's winning the kick territory tennis there. But the offload's gone into touch. Our first set piece of the game will be a line out to Ontario. They were clinical from their line out yesterday. A lot of strong front foot ball, driving mauls. I think they'll be happy to play off lineouts today. Five-person lineout. The pod walking into the middle and going quick in the middle. Winds affected that a little bit, it looks like, but the throw is not straight. Always telling. Let's see how the first scrum of the day goes. Quebec stood up nicely at times, the Ontario scrum, but then at other times Ontario did seem to get some ascendancy, so many penalties called at scrum time yesterday. Referee taking a bit more time here on the first scrum. Make sure the platform's stable. Steps away. Ontario giving a good strong push, but Alberta's standing up to it. Enough to get the ball out at least. Through the hands, a little loop play. Got a 2-on-1 out here. Must be Cooper Bucci in the scrum cap. Makes the carry, but support's not there quick enough, and ball's turned over. Dayview looks like he'll be handling a lot of the kicking duties today. He's done the restarts, and now he'll have a kick for touch. So a sharp angle. Sits in the corner. He's kicked back. It doesn't seem like a big wind, but it does seem to be helping Alberta's kicks a little bit more. I think the wind held that kick for touch in. Just was only inches away from the sideline. They're just picking up the wind a little bit here. Crossfield kick. Couldn't decide whether to play the man or the ball, and the Ontario winger Nolan Priestley was able to get up and take that and get a little bit of go forward. Recycle possession through the 10, out the back. Looking to play to some width here. Ontario's got some forwards sprinkled out in the back line, adding to the numbers. And a good hard carry there on the far wing. See now as they settle in for some picks and tight forward balls. Got that knocked on. Alberta able to withstand a bit more pressure again. Won their last scrum, but they were dealing with a fair bit of pressure. We'll see if Ontario can dial it up here. Be a great time to win a scrum against the head here. Perhaps win a penalty.
Okay. So right now is it at 5-6 still? Okay. Okay. Then you can bump your ISO up then.
Of course, we say the wind, it comes and goes, but when it comes, it does seem to be favorable for Alberta. If they can win the scrum, it won't take much of an exit kick, and I think they'll chew off a lot of distance. Scrum comes together. Ontario putting the pressure on, but it does look like Alberta will be able to get the ball out. Yeah, no hit up phase, no anything. Just ball keeps carrying a bit further and further back than everybody thinks. It's been dropped but gone backwards. Briar Bear and the Ontario fullback carried that back in and just tackled. Got the outside center Nolan Foley making a bit of leg drive, making a few meters there. I'll see Ontario settle in again now, playing through their 10 to the forwards. Clean ruck one in the middle of the field. They've got options both sides. I like to go flow. A pull pass from that forward pod. We've got a second row out, but he's hit hard. Hit hard, so he's driven back. Ontario gets the offload away. We were playing advantage there on a high tackle, so we made it all the way over the field. Didn't go anywhere, so we'll come back. And they take the penalty quick. And it looks like the ball's been turned over. Yes, knocked on, says the referee. Quick discussion from the referees here. See if we can make anything out from the signals here. Referee's gone to the pocket. If there's no attempted drop in that tackle, the second one in a row. Yeah, not dropping the height there. The player with the yellow cards come over to the bench and informed his coach it was hitting the chest and head. Ontario goes for the tap, just looking to keep the pressure on the yellow card, but it's been knocked on. Unofficial time, about 7 minutes of the first half here. We'll have a water break at 15. Alberta will try and take every minute they can take off the clock here with their yellow card. And again, their wind advantage. So again, every kick Alberta's put up is just carried a little bit further than Ontario would think. They're never fully missed, but they're drop backwards. Had to catch off the back foot a fair bit. But as I said, of course, the wind dies entirely. Alberta scrums under a lot of pressure, and finally the Ontario penalty comes. Let's see if they go for the quick tap or if they settle into another set piece. Lots of options here early in the yellow card. They shouldn't feel any pressure. There we go. Scrum's called for. So they'll have number somewhere here, and they've been putting the scrum under a fair bit of pressure. They may try and keep it in and try and fight for another penalty, or see if they can exploit the numbers matchup somewhere. Blind wingers come over, everybody on Ontario on that right-hand side of the scrum. A big gap in the Alberta backfield. They're electing to keep their widest defender out on the wide side. Yeah. And that's an Ontario try, scored by Nolan Foley. Just too many numbers for Alberta to deal with first phase there. Nine minutes into the game there by my watch. Wind's going across the field, but back into Evans' face a little bit here. Give it a good strike and still try and play that right to left wind a little bit. Going through his pre-kick routine here. All of his ticks and movements are settled in. Starts with a step back. See the strike. Wind is settled for him. And that right to left draw. The flags go up. 7-0 Ontario. See the wind is settling a bit, but when it's up, it has been causing Ontario some problems. Hung up nice and high there. Scrum half scoots down the short side here. Gets a little bit of front foot. Rucked away, the back row. Let's see what this kick does in this wind. Little knockdown. Everybody must retreat, of course, if they're in front of the kicker. Oh, and the kick's charged down. Alberta were looking some of that green space in behind Ontario. Thought they were going to win that kicking matchup. Knocked on in the ensuing scramble, so. One sort of knockdown 7-iron of a kick, and but the chase comes and gets the charge down, and Ontario reaps the rewards of that. A scrum here in the attacking third.
All right, guys, more counterattack. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Run it.
Alberta coach imploring them to counterattack a little bit more, not to just be so happy with the kick back. The wind makes it so appetizing, but coach wants them to try and pin their ears back a little bit more and try and get that territory back and maintain possession. Settle in for the scrum here. Ontario doing well, applying pressure on Alberta's put-ins, and very solid on their own. That goes down right away, but we'll just have a reset. This is Christine Levitt. Not unhappy with any of that. Enough to anybody a sanction either way. So we'll reset. Again, all 6 Ontario backs either in line with the scrum or to the right side of it. Alberta elected to keep their blind winger over covering that space in case they tried to reverse field, but it's putting a lot of pressure on the 3 Alberta backs here as they play to that side. Good front football given by the number 12, Rowan Kloss, as they go back to the short side where they came from. Just settling in here for phases, happy to maintain possession. Flirting with the touchline, but they haven't gone over. They have gone off their feet, attempting to win back that ruck. They saw they'd won a contact area, and they were happy to try to contest the ruck, but they've gone off their feet. Ontario right back. Another quick ball. Signal to try is scored there in the corner. After a few tap and goes, pick and goes, the field kind of slants away from us there. It's hard to see, but team of match officials on the sideline have alerted the player on the yellow card that he'll be allowed to come back in after this kick. It should take us close to the water break. Referee may be happy to call this the water break. We'll see. Dave, see again the wind. Again, sort of working against him. It's picking up a little bit right as he goes to kick it. Almost right back into his face from this angle. And yeah, wind just grabs it as soon as he kicks it. Maybe not the best strike, but it was always going to be difficult from that angle, and the wind being what it is. And with 15 minutes gone, the referee's called for the water break. 12-0 score right now as we go to the first water break. Muggy day here. The wind helps a little bit when it dies down. It does feel quite hot and sticky, and I think it's only supposed to get warmer as the day goes on, so the water breaks throughout all our games today. Alberta 15 more minutes with this wind advantage, and now back up to even strength. We'll see if they can mount a little bit of a comeback here. This whole event so far. Options all over the place. They're running with intent, and their forwards are skillful. Pop up anywhere and free a winger and make a 2-on-1 somewhere. It's nice rugby from the Ontario Blues. They're solid, they're strong in all their own set pieces. It's a lot of good platforms to build from. Alberta's team imploring each other to work a little bit harder, get back up a little bit more, see if they can bring some intensity here in this second quarter, essentially what it is with the water breaks. We're basically playing 4 15-minute quarters. Alberta telling each other to run the ball. We'll see if they have a change in tactic in any of these kick tennis battles, see if they're happier to keep the ball in hand a little bit more. Alberta 10. And captain Tom Salvarda has had one good restart so far. Quite high, the wind played with it. Ontario found it tough to deal with. This again, tough to deal with. This kick off the foot would have looked like it was certainly going into touch, but the wind just held it up, and Ontario couldn't handle it, and then they're given a penalty for holding on. Alberta looks like they're electing to just play off this. We've got one forward, very flat, set to set some action off of him. A little loop play and a tight line coming back in against the grain. We'll see what they've got set up second phase. Through the hands, but really only the one option. A little loop play again from the captain. Oh, release for a little half break down that far wing. It's well executed, but it did look like it was knocked on. But in any event, Ontario's come away with the ball. Let's see here, they'll look to kick quickly, but we'll see what the wind does to it. The Alberta players, back three players are retreating here, and the fly half as well, looking to beef up their counterattack. Counter ruck here to put some pressure on, chase down. Kick's coming back in field, hangs up nicely for Salvarda. Nice pass out to the width. See here if the winger can find a little bit of space. Number 10 tripped in support there. Almost knocked on there in the contact area. Cooper Bucci frustrated with himself there. He was released with a bit of chance to beat his opposite number one-on-one. And ball just slips away from his grasp, going to ground. But he looked dangerous. Happy feet. He was ready to show us something. Let's see again. If you got Ontario pinned deep here, you put some pressure on the kicker here and see maybe you've got another chance to counterattack. And in this half of the field, the kicks are hard to get all the way into touch. Wind brings them back into the field to play. We'll see if Ontario tries to work to the other side of the field or just kick quickly. Alberta putting a bit of pressure on at the scrum, but then give it a penalty for coming offside of the scrum. See how the Ontario kick goes here. He's already had one kick kept in by the wind. I bet he'll be a bit more cautious. Just coming our way. Misses the booth over here. It's a good kick from that position out to about the Ontario 10-meter line. They've been able to make some good ground first phase with their launch moves. They fake to the front, go to the back, line outs one cleanly out to the middle of the field. Playing out the back to the width again, taking us over half field. Was the fullback Briar Barron? Now he's out to his winger William Johnston Allen. It's a slow ruck. They'll look to reset here with a crash ball to the middle of the field. The big number 8, Austin Allen. As they go back to the short side, but not all that wide. 12, Rowan Kloss with a carry. A little pop back inside. It's well read by Alberta. They're not rolling away player on the ground as the player on his feet goes for the turnover. So Alberta penalized there. And they're electing for the scrum. And just a tough spot to be in the middle of the field. The kick for touch would be difficult, not get you much ground, so they're happy to play off their scrum again. Ontario's got some players behind the sheds. They're warming up. Maybe some substitutions coming in at the half for them. No such action on the Alberta bench. Got a bent arm free kick given for engaging early. Ontario down the wing. And that's the 11, William Johnston Allen. Oh, but it's knocked on as he looks to reach out and score the try. But the try is given. My mistake. I believe the assistant referee there just signaled that the ball was knocked on in the act of scoring the try. So, of course, as soon as it hits the ground, the try is scored. Player on the field just confirming with the fourth official. That was the number 11, William Johnson Allen, scored the try. Evan Daviau adjusting the ball on the tee, going through his rather meticulous routine. A few Dan Bigger dance moves. Back and through. The flags stay down. Looks like he pushed that left from where I'm sitting. Brings the score line up to 17-0 in favor of Ontario. So here, Ontario haven't been able to deal with a restart successfully yet today. Let's see if they get this one. Tom Salvarda here to restart. Beautiful restart. And that one is well taken by Nolan Foley and off for a run and well offloaded. See here, that's the fullback, 15, Briar Barron. And looks like he's going to go the whole way into the corner. Referee signals the try has been scored to make sure there was no foot in touch or anything there. There you go. That's the first restart dealt with cleanly by Ontario. One offload, and away we go. The skill level so high, like I say. The offloads, the continuity, the speed of the play. It's a very strong Ontario Blues team. Evan hit his last conversion from this side, but just threw some grass up and it went directly back over his shoulder. So that's swirling a touch. It's well struck, but seemed to be carrying across the front of the goal and not quite deep enough. 22-0, says our PA announcer Remy Myers. See another beautiful restart here from Alberta. See if they can sort their chase out a bit more. It's gone deep again. And their forwards are asking for a kick right back, directly into touch. Looks to go quick, but everybody on the field informs him it's a new ball. It's not allowed. Alberta hooker Porter Gook drives the ball off on his shirt. Come to the front. It's a little bit messy. Scrum half almost recovered. Yeah, a few hands on that, but hard to say what happened. So Alberta's second row asking for the maul to form. Yeah, so once that became a maul, Ontario not allowed to drag it down. Penalized here. 10 goes to the corner. Only just inside the 22. Maybe we would have liked for a little bit more there. See if they can sort their line-out issues out. Some people unsure if they were going the fake to the front or really going to the front. Centers come off for Alberta. Mohammed Al-Jabouri. Line-out lost by Alberta there. Scooped up and recovered. Jonathan Crosswick, the fullback, chased back, but then knocked it on as he was trying to recover. Well, they've turned their line out into a scrum about 10 meters forward. So Ontario has settled into a bit of scrum dominance. So we'll see here. First Alberta put in for a while. If they're able to withstand the pressure and get out to the width, maybe get a starter play completed. Forwards encouraging each other before the scrum, but Christine Lovett not happy with the setup, so blow it up, ask them to get set again. Only a few minutes left in the half here. Under pressure, but Alberta does come away with it. Scrum half, ambitious snipe. See if he's Ontario's able to come away with the turnover. He made a bit of ground, but he was all alone after the bit of improv. Ontario wins the turnover on their feet. Let's see if we can't catch a ball here. The wind picking up right as he lines this up. We'll see. He's made very sure. I think he's even got out of the 22 with that penalty. But a little bit of breathing room from their goal line and a chance to restart play here. Ontario tight head, Alistair Heumann goes and gives the call to the hooker. So we're coming to the front here. No contest from the Wolfpack. Ball put out to the middle of the field. This will be another high shot there. Austin Allen down for a second, but he's all right. Second man into the tackle there, not accurate with the shoulder. See here how this kick for touch goes into the wind, as the Alberta winger says, but looks like the fly half's given it enough. Well, from the 22 where we were out to the Ontario 10-meter line. We'll be happy to feel as though they've weathered a bit of a storm there and not given up any points for it. Just resetting our line out here, making sure it's straight, fair gap on both teams. Ontario set into the middle, but again, wind carried that, or a bit of a missed throw. Alberta elect for the scrum here. Really looking for a score before the half, just to feel a little bit of energy going into the half. A few minutes past 12:30 with a stop for the water break. Should be down to the very few minutes. Ontario scrum half putting a bit of pressure on his opposite number, but that scrum seems to have settled. Alberta run a little switch of play. A little bit of extra work on the ground from the Alberta player. Ontario did enough at that counter ruck to have rights to the ball. Only about a little more than 10 meters made there, so that kick was taken from around the 10. We're just on the other side of half now. Again, I think at this point, just happy to settle in, play through the phases, have a few set-piece starters, and get into the half with their big lead. One at the front there, Wind playing tricks in the line-out, but a well thrown, firm ball to the front of the line-out, able to get their starter play off. Yeah, and that's the number 12. The ball's come loose from the hands of Rowan Kloss, but scooped up. It was always backwards. And see here how this maul goes. Ontario gets to ground and recycles the ball. Number 6, Andrix Keller, driven back in that, but again, Ontario maintained possession. A little chip and chase attempted there. Not on any advantage or anything, but Alberta going for their counter attack here. An Alberta player down, coming back into the middle of the field here, so we'll see Alberta keep playing flow, go over the top of a defender there. Now they're keeping the ball alive themselves well. Looks like it was knocked on the transfer there, attempting a little quick tip pass. Christine Lovett blows the whistle here. Takes us into halftime as that player continues to receive attention. We hope the best for him. At halftime, I believe we've got some interviews from both teams to play for you, and we'll be back shortly for the second half.
Welcome back to Maritime Athletic Profiles. I'm Ryan Landry, and I'm here with Danny Lucic from the Ontario Blues of the rugby tournament, the round robin that we're having going on this week. So Danny, how is your preparation for this round robin event different from other tournaments?
Well, it's 4 games in a short week, so it's really hard in the body.
Mm-hmm.
So, the boys got to really hunker down with the rehab, ice baths, making sure we're taking care of our bodies, getting the electrolytes in, so we can get on the field, leave it all out there for the boys,
Mm-hmm. That makes sense, yeah. What are some key strategies your team is focused on for this event?
Well, we're just focused on, staying connected, understanding that we're playing for the Ontario Blues jersey. Huge honor to represent our province, So we're just really focused on staying connected and making sure we don't let down the province, get that gold medal home for the boys.
Sounds good. Can you describe a memorable moment from the tournament that you had so far?
Well, I was in the first game we played. I was listed on the bomb squad, which, for a front row is a great honor. And, it was really nice to, get on that field. I immediately made an impact, got a steal. We kicked for touchdown the field, scored on the following phase, which was very nice. Great experience. Always love putting one down in the corner for Ontario.
Nice. What specific aspects of your game are you looking to improve during this round robin?
I'm just really trying to improve my overall scrummaging. I'm playing loose out at this tournament isn't my primary position, but I'm really just trying to improve on that so I can be a more versatile player.
Nice. Have you noticed any particular strengths or weaknesses in the opposing teams?
Every team has their strengths, every team has their weaknesses. We don't really try to focus on those. We try to focus on how we can be as a team, how we can perform our best, because we feel if we play our best, we can outperform any single team here.
Yeah, okay, perfect. That was good. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
All right, you have a great game.
You too.
All right. Ryan Landry back here with Maritime Athletic Profiles. I'm here with Peter with the Alberta Wolfpack, and I understand that you guys are in this round robin, and I'm just wondering what are some key strategies that your team is focused on for this event?
Well, I think recovery is a key one in a in a 4-day event, so that the boys have been hard on the hydrolyte and the stretching and stuff. But I mean, the key is just playing our game, and and playing in the right areas of the field. So you'll see us dump it down and get it deep and chase, and that should sort us good here in the wind as well. So
okay. And what specific aspects of your team's game are you looking to improve for them as the coach in this round robin?
I definitely think our defense took a bit of a hit in the last game. So just to see our spacing a bit better and seeing us do the work around the rucks to be in a position to make the key tackles when we need them. Mm-hmm. That was the big one from our last game, so the boys have worked hard on that.
Okay. And what adjustments, as a coach, have you made based on your team's performance so far?
Well, if you've looked at the lineups, I think we've had a different 4 or 5 mixed in every game, and again, that's part of the attrition of these events, that we got to keep everybody fresh and also motivated, right? Sometimes you need a kick in the butt to perform.
Absolutely. What has been the biggest challenge that you have faced as the coach and during this round robin?
Again, I think it's 2 back-to-back games. This is incredibly tough to prepare and make sure the guys are ready and focused. I think that's just what we're not used to, but again, that's the only way this tournament works, and it's a wonderful event to play against the best in the country. So
absolutely, I agree. Thank you very much, Peter.
No worries. Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great one.
Have a great one.
And we're back. Thanks for joining us here at the second half kickoff. The sun is starting to peek through the clouds here. The opening kick of the second half is well taken there by Ontario. Ontario running through the phases here. Wind wreaking havoc on my sheets in front of me here, but Ontario get to the boot cleanly, and now we see that big wind advantage. But unfortunately, that one brought back into the 22, say the referee. So strong attacking position for Alberta here. Lineout's been a little shaky. Let's see if they've had any discussions at halftime, straightened anything out. Read well by Ontario. They contest in the middle, and looks like they've come away with it. Started a bit of a maul here. Ball looks to be available for them at the back. Instructed to play it. And pick and go down the short side just to put Alberta off balance. Ontario happy to play through the phases here. They're winning their individual matchups, and now a quick ball off some gain line there forwards. See now, just touch the ball to your foot there and let it carry straight down the middle of the field, but it's a good long kick. Well read here by Ontario. Tackle made by Devon Henry. Had a few electric involvements in yesterday's game. See him here subbed on in the second half. Penalty against Ontario there at the breakdown. Looked to be not rolling away. So see how Alberta deal with the wind at this tricky sideline. Only about the 10 meters there, so. Referee making sure everybody's playing fair at lineout time. Front's undefended. See here. Ontario, number 17, Tim Phillips, looked to run through and put a lot of pressure on the scrum half here. See, that's a held up, ball brought in by Alberta, not able to be recycled. A choke tackle successfully executed by Ontario. Ontario scrum half Reese Jones today. Been playing well, playing quick when he gets the chance. Ball in, Ontario looks solid. Getting their drive on, a bit of pressure moving forward. Nice wide miss pass from Ontario there. Looks to have released again, the fullback Briar Barron. Just multiple attacking options at the same depth. It's hard for the defense to determine where the ball was going, and when you've got the skill to throw the ball that wide to somebody going at pace, it's hard to keep account of all those options. Charlie Newman, number 25, coming in. Looks like Nolan Priestley coming off. Charlie Newman played fullback yesterday. I'm sure where he'll slot in right now. He's taking a winger off, but they may adjust the back three. He looks to be going quite far back. It's a strange strike, but the flags go up. Looks to have caught it at an odd angle. Almost went in a spiral over. This will be the whole front row coming in for Alberta. And Colton Boychuk, number 20, a smaller man coming in, perhaps at scrum half. That's the whole front row. Patrick, Marcela, Taser, Murray, and Josh Ludwig going on. A tournament like this where plus minus is so important, and points difference and bonus points are so important, you really want to play till the whistle and give yourself the best account of yourself you can. Tracking across here. It's a lovely tackle from the number 5. Big man, Soren Gibbons. Alberta. Penalty for not rolling away again, looks to be. So hard to see what this wind will do. It's pretty strongly at his back, but it is coming in field and it's pushed the kick that way. Let's see if he lets it go all the way dead. No. Kick dead. We'll come back for the scrum where the ball was kicked. Engaging too early there. Team's not on the same page, so. Christine Levitt here being very clear with her instructions. She'd like you to bind on bind. She'd like you to not set until set. Making sure she's seeing stability and safety at every step of the engagement. See the binds here. Looks to be better. Alberta looks to safely have won there. Ball's out to the width. It's mishandled, but it is scooped up by Alberta. They'll take it to around half, but they've lost it in the contact area. Another Nolan Foley, the 13. Been good leg drive all day and gets him on the front foot after the turnover. Looking to move it through the width there after having won a turnover ball. And keeping the ball alive, good skills from everybody on the field. This will be the reserve second row. Realizes he should just plant his foot in the ground. Stay in touch. Number 8, Colin Mitchell with a big impact there. Found a person he's be able to drive back. Well read here by Alberta. Able to settle in. To be the Ontario number 20 there. Finn Hughes got that carry. And Charlie Newman stepping into a first receiver role there. Keep the attack going. Looks to be doing a little bit of there again. Number 17, Tim Phillips, looks to step back in there and look to get a bit of front foot ball, but his ball's knocked on. Gavin Grennan, number 23, this will be coming in at fly half. Taking off Evan debut. He's had a good game. Well, 10 minutes into the second half here. See how Alberta elects to deal with this midfield scrum. They've got their 10 and fly half stationed right behind the scrum. Center split. Lots of options. Again, the wind is not favorable for whatever exit kick they elect to do. Penalty right away. Not happy with Alberta's bind there. They elect for another scrum here. Try and keep their scrum dominance going. Keep milking the game away. Look for more penalties. Good solid game management. Putting a lot of pressure on the scrum, but no penalty coming. Pop from the ground by Reese Jones there after a little bit of a scamper. Tip on pass there between two front row forwards. They've got the numbers out wide. See if Breyer can pin the ears back. See. Referees are going to come together on that as he runs into the corner to see whether he put a foot in touch first or whether the ball was grounded. And the try is awarded. Audrey Fulham, the assistant referee from Ireland, but now lives in Nova Scotia. Christine Lovett awards the try. Charlie Newman handled all the kicking duties yesterday, and now with Evan Daviau off, he'll resume. Wind looks pretty helpful here, basically right on line with where he's trying to kick it. I think if he gets it up in the air, he'll have a good chance from here. It's well struck, but looks like it's going to be just a little bit short. unsuccessful conversion. Scores 34-0 for Ontario. See here, 13 minutes gone. We'll be approaching that second water break. The scrum reset again. Penalty against Ontario there. They never really got their feet. Went in and went directly to ground. Bobbled, but still maintained by Alberta as they look to recycle possession here. And there are just a few tussles in the midfield as they look to get something going. Ontario, an ever-present threat over the ball at the breakdown. Alberta driven backwards, but just doing a good job maintaining possession. See if they can settle into a groove here and get a little bit going. A little bit of afters, push and shoving after that ruck. Mishandled. A second advantage, but knocked on again by Ontario. So we'll restart with the scrum there to Ontario. We'll stop for the second half water break here. 15, 16 minutes gone in this second half. A few more substitutes. Carson Polzer, and I thought I already saw number 17 go on. Maybe a shared jersey or a duplicate jersey there. Not quite sure. Okay. If that is the real number 17, it's Taser Muri. Alberta players looking to keep their heads up, encouraging each other to give a little bit more for this last 15 minutes. Come away with some points, something to show for their efforts. See in Ontario, scrum half substitution. Looks like Daniel Muzali was coming in. Reese Jones coming to the bench. Every time it seems like the day is about to get nice, the wind comes back, the clouds come back. Wind keeping it a bit chilly, or at least not 30 degrees. See, here's the referees come back to their positions on the sidelines. Daniel Muzaliwa tossing the ball. Getting his hands ready to just come into the game at this juncture. As the scrum comes together. And now, penalty for Alberta, going straight to the ground. Turnover 1 there. Alberta's bench asking them to go quickly with this penalty. Soren, big man's lost his scrum cap, but gets a little bit of front foot ball there. Up, plays the ball again. Release, gets to his feet. See what Alberta can do with this possession. Got an advantage. Arm out, perhaps playing the 9 late. See if they can move the ball. Lots of steps back in. Ontario doing a good job of containing any momentum. Back here, and now they are starting to play quick. That pass has gone to the ground, but it's scooped up. But driven back in the contact area for Miles. Ball knocked on at the back of that ruck. Soren Gibbons a chance to scoop it up, but it may have been after the knock on, and the whistle blows. See what Ontario's got for another starter play. Alberta stepping forward to the offside line provided to them by the assistant referee. Let's see if we can get a completed scrum here. Looks to be stable. It's a good shove from both teams. Ontario with a bit of an edge. And the ball comes out. Over to the width now. Again, that nice wide pass. Very well held by the last second there as Briar Barron puts it to the boot. But he is bundled into touch there. Charlie Newman did a great job to hold that ball to the very last second and still come away with a powerful pass that hit Briar Barron in stride. Makes the decision to put it to the boot, grub it through, see what happens. Nice line out for Alberta, but a good chance to apply more pressure, get the ball kicked right back to them. Full line out, but now some of them are leaving. See if the referee's going to take a second and sort out what the numbers are. Ball thrown to the middle, stolen by Ontario, who are trying to set up a driving maul. Balls come away. But Alberta getting a penalty for bringing that impromptu maul to the ground. Again, the big man Soren Gibbons getting some medical attention, looks to be bleeding a bit, and Ontario's athletic therapist medic is coming out as well, checking on somebody. Charlie Newman puts us to the corner, where we expect we'll see Ontario's driving maul. Spread wide here, attacking the sort of front middle. And the maul is set. Ball's at the back. They drive towards the goalposts. Try scored there as the maul breaks apart. The substitute with some head tape. We'll see who it is as he runs past us. Looks to be number 16, Andrew Nouveau. Good. The maul was riding towards the goalposts and found a good chance to break off and start going forward himself. A little bit easier for Charlie Newman here than his last kick, which was basically right on the sideline, closer to the 15 than the 5 here. And again, the wind is picking up and very helpful from feel it right at his back, I'm sure. 21 minutes gone unofficially by my watch in the second half. They missed a few stoppages here and there. Not as intricate a routine for Charlie. It's well struck, and the wind does look to be carrying it. Yes, as the flags go up. Ontario set to receive now, again as the wind is picked up pretty strongly for this restart. Brings the score to 41-0 for Ontario. Inside of 10 minutes, really inside of 8 minutes to play. Thrown over the top there, but the referee's judged it goes forward, been thrown forward. Just trying to release Devon Henry there from inside his own end with anything they can. But I think the same wind that helped that conversion hurt that pass attempt. Good attacking scrum for Alberta here. See, we had a run of penalties to end our last few scrums, but we've settled into 1 or 2 good ones in a row here. Pressure mounting from Ontario, but the ball is out. 8 picks it, pops to the 9. Coming around the corner here. When he gets to ground. Ball down to a shoe and recovered. Nice bit of skill there. A side entry. I'm not sure what the call was there. It's a good clean out. See as Alberta can settle in here. A few sideways steps from the reserve hooker, Patrick Marcilla. See what Alberta comes up with here. Little side step, but brought to ground. A good hard line. A little bit of a half break at least. He was sort of always held, but he did make some territory. See what they come up with for another phase. Pick and goes, try and keep the pressure and momentum up. See, oh, and he runs that into contact and is stuffed. He was looking for a little gap that wasn't there. Coaches over here imploring him to find some width, but it is hard this close to the goal line. They get held up again. Yeah. It's judged to be held up, brought in by Alberta and held up. That'll be an Ontario scrum. A whistle for time off here. This will be the try scorer, perhaps Andrew Nouveau, down from here, holding his leg. Players around him are telling the coach he'll need to be substituted right away. reset with a scrum here. Player's gotten his medical attention. Ontario put in after the maul was held up. The choke tackle was executed. Alberta put a lot of pressure on, but Ontario able to deal with it. And their number 8's gone for a big run here. Well tackled. Alberta trying to attack these rucks, but to no avail. And Charlie Newman finds some territory. You could feel the heat that ball was coming with it. Oh, got a penalty for being ahead of the kicker. He tries to find the mark. Quick tap as Alberta starts to run through the phases. A little short ball, but it's not getting them much. Through the hands here. The offload goes directly to Ontario, though. Kick back, and again see the ball was dropped, but backwards by Cooper Bucci. Gone off our feet. Have Ontario at the breakdown here. See a bit of leg drive here from the Alberta front row, but a hand is in there. Turnover's 1. I believe that was a Ontario number 6, yes, Andrews Keller. And they elect for the scrum just to slow things down. What was the rain starts here? Must be nearing full time here. Stable platform. Ball's gone backwards, it's scooped up. Down the short side here, but the ball's spilled. Scooped up by Daniel Muzaliwa. Alberta really attacking this counter ruck. It's sort of a messy ball, and they come away with it. But Ontario with a counter ruck of their own on a messy ball. Not happy with the entry to that ruck. Big kick out. A lot of distance off the field, but only 10 meters or so of territory. Jonathan Criswick comes here to throw the ball in. Pod walks into the middle, see where they find the spot to attack. Out of the front middle, but Alberta gets a hand on it, but it's scooped up and secured by Ontario. They've secured that ruck. Fair bit of afters after the tackles and rucks now. People are getting a little frustrated. Penalty for not rolling away. There we go, and the quick tap. He kicked into touch there to bring us to the end of the game. Final score is 41-0. And stay tuned in a few minutes here to this channel. We'll throw over to some player of the game interviews ahead of our Next game kicks off in about 45 minutes. Stay right here on the Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube page.
For player of the match, as soon as you guys clean up your bench. Thank you so much.
Welcome back. That was a very interesting game with the Alberta Wolfpacks winning 41-0 against the other team. And I have here with me the player of the game. Could you tell us your name?
Hi, I'm Soren Gibbons. I play for Alberta Wolfpack.
Nice to meet you. Very intense game. I could see some blood on your mustache. Obviously, it was very physically intensive. Like, what was in your head? Like, just being able to like persevere and beat the odds.
Well, you know, rugby. I've been playing rugby for like 13 years now, and I'm just out there to have fun, lead with my face, hit the other guy, take the ball, and just have a good time. You know.
Yeah. So, what are some areas you think the team could improve for like future games?
For future games, we could definitely improve on pod structure, communication, and you know, getting the fold out there on defense. Yeah, just communicating and listening to each other, as well as like moving up off the line.
So, what are your thoughts like for the rest of the game for the week? How are you feeling about it?
Well, personally, we could have done better.
Yeah.
We could have put in more effort. You know, some of the guys, I mean, they were tired, but we just have to put in that extra effort.
Yeah.
But, some of us are hurt. But, I mean, it's rugby. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
definitely.
You go out there, get hurt, and have fun.
Yes, sir. I can see the fun you're having. So, do you have someone you want to shout out to back home?
I want to shout out my parents, most definitely. You know, my mom and dad, affording for me to come out here, as well as Robin McDowell. I went down to BC for a year and played there and got much better, as well as my club, Leprechaun Tigers, down at Edmonton. Without those groups of people, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be the player I am now.
Definitely. Thank you so much, and
Thank
good
you very
game.
much.
Congratulations on your
Thank
win.
you.
Thank you. Welcome back, and apologies. Apparently, Ontario Blues won the game, and I guess I was talking to the wrong team. I have here with me the player of the match. Could you tell us your name?
Briar Baron.
Nice to meet you. So could you tell us like what was in your team's head or your head at that moment during the game?
We just wanted to come out today and kind of prove a point.
Yeah.
We had a lot of system stuff we wanted to kind of nail leading into our last game, and patting that all down today was kind of our goal, and I think we came together pretty well and got it done.
Totally. And with a 41 win against a 0, you guys definitely proved a point. What are like some positives you noticed in the game?
Honestly, our goal today was to come out defensively and be dominant, and we did that. Put no points scored against us today, so I think as a group that was a big win for us.
So what's next after this for today?
We're prepping for big game Sunday morning against BC. Still got some work to do, but overall, boys are coming together real good, and we're looking sharp.
Thank you so much for
Thanks
the
for having me.
interview, and congratulations on your
Thank
win.
you.
Thank you.